Test 1 2, test 1 2. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. Welcome to the judges, teacher, guests, and participant of thesis 2023. Now, I'd like to introduce our judges today. The chief judges is Dr. Yusnati Yusof, Lecturer of Fakulty Ekonomi dan Sains Pengurusan UNISA. For our second judges, Mr. Syaharani Alia binti Syahrizan from Sekolah Menengah Sains Pokok Sena. The third judges is Mrs. Intan Isma binti Munir from Maktab Tentera Diraja. And I'm Asfamidal bin Arizan from Sekolah Sains Sutaja Masya Pekan. While the timekeepers over here is Muhammad Fatul Husaini bin Muhawzi and Nurul Izzah Natima binti Izwandi from Sekolah Menengah Sains Sultan Muhammad Terengganu. Now, before we start our presentation, allow me to read the rules. Each team should consist of presenter and technical assistant. The presentation must focus on the sub-team assigned to the team. The duration of presentation should not be more than 10 minutes. The bell will ring once at 9 minutes and twice at 10 minutes. A question and answer session will be conducted after each presentation. Now, for the first presentation, I would to invite from Sekolah Menengah Sains TUNKU MUNAWIR.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you believe me if I told you that 72.1% of secondary school or SPM leavers were not interested in furthering their studies at a higher level? Why, you may ask? They believe that opportunities presented by the gig economy platforms are much more attractive. Assalamualaikum and a pleasant morning. I bid to the honorable judges, brilliant moderator, loyal and precise timekeeper, and not to forget, members of the floor. My name is Afan Azim, and together we are Sasus Heritage from Sekolah Menengah Sains TUNKU MUNAWIR. Today, in this very moment, we are going to present our study on the gig economy sector entitled To Gig or Not to Gig. move on, let's continue with our research background. With the facts I've stated earlier, you may ask yourself, why is the gig economy so appealing? First of all, the flexibility of the gig economy itself, the ability to choose from an array of work options that suits their preference, leading to higher growth of productivity, personalized by work-life balance. And last but not least, the geographical independence offered by the gig economy. As a gig worker, one may perform their job remotely, enabling them to live and work from anywhere at any time. Let's say that today I'm a graphic designer. Right after this presentation, I can just continue my job right there at my seat. Secondly, to identify its poignant impact on the job security. Furthermore, to study its implications left on occupational mobility. Throughout our research, we have profounded that about 4 million people in Malaysian workforce work in the gig economy. These made up 4 out of 10 people in the labor force of Malaysia. To kick off, traditional employment faced a major decrease in demand as gig jobs are taking over with lower costs for employers and low paid wage. In addition, availability of jobs skyrocketed, leading to power imbalance in contemporary labor market. Quoted from an article published by Ministry of Health, the ratio of medical specialists to patients in Malaysia is significantly lower and is not increasing much from last year. This might not seem concerning as for now, but in 10 years to come, it will impact the country greatly. Now, let's dive into its effect of occupational mobility. By working on various gig jobs, gig worker may accumulate a wide range of skills and experiences. This can make them more adaptable and versatile, enhancing their mobility across different occupations. So what I'm trying to say right now is gig economy sector enable people to pursue their passion and explore their potential all the while working. And then we ask them, have you faced challenges in terms of income stability as a gig worker? We ask them again, are the skills you've developed as a gig worker transferable to other job opportunities. As shown, most of our respondents not in agreement. This proves that while gig economy has provided new opportunities for flexible work and income generation, it also came with high risk and uncertainty. Number one, the ISRI for the TWS voluntary contribution. This specific initiative targets to offer the opportunity for employees to obtain government incentives for retirement benefits. Next, the Malaysian government will implement a major 100 million to 500 million for the aid of E and P fighters. For our solution from the aspect of education and upskilling, we have suggested that the human resource development platform for the TUNKU to include workers of the gig sector in current training program. Why you may ask? It's because as the job landscape evolves, it is essential to invest our money in these workers in order for them to acquire and develop new skills as well as have the ability to adapt to new environments. Then, tax policies can be adjusted to ensure that gig workers contribute fairly to the social safety nets and public services. These may include revising tax codes to account for the unique income streams of gig worker. It is a responsibility for each gig worker to file and calculate taxes to ensure the sustainability of fiscal government. So the real question is, should we opt to gig or not to gig? That is all from us. Thank you for listening.
And that's for our first presentation for our panel session. Now, I would like to invite any participant to ask questions.
Thank you. I am Dung Minh Uyên from the Experimental School of Education and Science from Vietnam. Today, I have a question regarding your presentation. How do you propose we bridge the discrepancy between time zone and cultural background among the gig workers? Since you have mentioned that the geographical independence is one of the main reasons why gig workers are attracted to this sector. So that invariably, this means that there must be some differences, some discrepancies between the time zones and cultural backgrounds of each workers. How do you propose we resolve this situation?
So our solution was to propose the HLDF to include all workers, regardless of their backgrounds or their time zones, into their training programs. This includes everyone in the gig economy sector. No one is left outside it, or no one is accepted from this program. Everyone can join the program, which I think might answer your question as well. So
Right. Can you elaborate in brief? How do you choose your respondents and how do you conduct the survey? Thank you.
So as I've said earlier, we have respondents from all over the globe. We have contacts from our teammates' parents who also worked abroad, and sharing this to students from my colleagues from the United States of America to fill in their perspective on how they see the gig economy themselves. So these respondents are, this includes the respondents from outside the country and also inside the country. So we created a Google form, and from my perspective, I chose to share them to my friends in America. And locally, we also asked the food panda drivers or Grab drivers to respond as well.
Thank you from our first presentation, and that's all from them. Now, I would like to introduce, I would like to invite the second presentation, SBPI KUBANG PASU.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you are in a country, you know who to call, right? But if you are a parent and you someone of the child during an emergency, who do you call? Introducing sebagai industri ekonomi dan bisnis. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. My name is Raja Salah.
And my name is Mazaya Najla along with our teammates Azim and Iqanan.
Ladies and gentlemen, over the past year, the economic sector has been growing as it offers freelance and short-term work. As compared to traditional jobs, the economy offers greater flexibility for everyone involved. In Malaysia, there are many gig economy companies such as Lalapu, Grab, Foodpanda, and more. For this case study, we focus on KidoCare. Now, what is KidoCare? KidoCare was established in 2008 by financial institutions, and it offers both long-term and short-term services by trained and vetted babysitters, by trained and vetted Malaysian babysitters. As for now, KidoCare is available in many parts of Malaysia, and there are plans to expand the business in Sabah and Sarawak. To give you better understanding on what KidoCare is, let me tell you.
KidoCare? Hi everyone, I'm Shamini. Wondering what's KidoCare? Listen close. KidoCare started as a babysitting platform where we connect parents with trained, trusted, and background checked Malaysian-only babysitters who will care for your child at any location, time, and duration of your choice. But soon, we will also be caring for your elderly loved ones. From Cucu to Atuk, we are there to care.
Ladies and gentlemen, KidoCare offers two types of services. The first one is healthcare, which is available in both free and full-time mode. There are on-demand babysitters, paid in nanny, travel nanny, overnight nanny, and pop-up nanny. Next is elderly care, which was launched in August 2023 and it is only available in full-time mode. There are professional caregivers and elderly center carers. For your information, workers at KidoCare are called KidoCare.
Now, moving on to our problem statement. As KidoCare is the first firm in Malaysia to provide on-demand babysitting platform and currently offering carers and new types of babysitting services, we would like to identify different aspects of its business, which we'll discuss more later. Our keywords are KidoCare, gig economy, and babysitting. Our research objectives for today are to study how does KidoCare's business model fit into the gig economy sector, to investigate the advantages gained by KidoCare as a gig economy company, to identify the disadvantages gained by KidoCare as a gig economy company, and lastly, to discover how KidoCare fares with SDG 8.
Moving on to the literature review, regarding the advantages on the key economic model of companies, according to our Emergence 2, digital analytics and the reliance on so in 2023, gig economy companies are able to meet up with demand, reduce labor costs and overhead. Next, regarding the challenges of the gig economy model of companies, according to Kumar in 2023, managing a diverse and distributed workforce can be logistically challenging and time-consuming. Next, according to Think in 2023, there is no organized government structure in this sector. For this research, we use primary and secondary data where we conducted an online interview with business etc. to the first state of business development and partnership. And the last post on ads platform, Kilocare's official website, news articles, and related past interview videos. Everything was then analyzed using synergistic analysis.
So, what have you found out? For research question 1, how does Kidocare business model fit into the gig economy sector? We identified two different themes, which are flexibility and adaptability. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kidocare business model is flexible. Kidocare's workers are able to accept or reject a job. This aligns with SDG 8 target 8.7. Next, Kidocare is also adaptable with technology advancement. In 2018, Kidocare's they were only available via their registration and booking were only available via Google Form and WhatsApp. In 2020, they then created Kidocare's official website, and in 2022, Kidocare's mobile application was launched. Next, for RQ2, what are the advantages gained by Kidocare as the gig economy company? The team opportunities was found. Thanks to gig economy's characteristic, Kidocare is able to create different types of babysitting services, and as a result, Kidocare's business is prosper, Kidocares can gain more income, and customers are at peace. Next, what are the challenges faced by Kidocare as a gig economy company? We identified two different themes, which are familiarity and availability. So, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have only heard about Kidocare today? Can we see hands? So, for those who are not familiar with Kidocare, they are doubtful with Kidocare and its business. Regarding the issue on availability, we discovered that the number of clients is growing faster than the number of babysitters they have. And lastly, how does Kidocare fare with SDG 8? We wanted to know what are the efforts made by Kidocare towards SDG 8. The team fastidious was discovered. So, ladies and gentlemen, as of 31st July 2023, 8,154 women have been empowered economically as professional babysitters. There are several SDGs that they align their business model towards, and SDG 8 is one of them. Back in 2021, Puan Nadira joined Asia Pacific Forum to talk about Kidocare's effort around SDG 8 during the COVID-19 lockdown. As a gig economy worker at Kidocare, you can gain flexible working, which aligns with target 8.4 and target 8.7, earn good money, which agrees with target 8.5, career development, which agrees with target 8.6, and lastly, career support, which that promotes target 8.8. Now, let's hear what Kidocares have to say regarding Kidocare.
I love being a carer here because of hand-holding support.
Stability.
Ada EPF, that's also.
Self-development. Caruman KWSP.
Training provided.
Mentoring support.
Upskilling.
Career progression.
Now, as for target 8.6, which is promotes youth employment, education, and training, Kidocare has partnered up with Khazanah National for Careers Development Program to produce Kidocare professional carers in child care and elderly care. And these are the benefits that you can gain by joining this program. Besides that, they also conduct training classes and workshops, join and co-organize forums, as well as public workshops for the community.
Ladies and gentlemen, through our research, we discovered that Kidocare offers many benefits to the carers that meet the different economic characteristics. Just like other gig economy companies, Kidocare also faces some challenges as a growing gig economy company. For SBPI, Kidocare and its services help to boost economy and improve knowledge and welfare of the workers and customers.
As a conclusion, the emergence of new carers in the gig economy sector, especially the ones that create lifetime skills with a good support system, is a boon as they help with existing market gaps and increase economic activities. As the gig economy sector is booming and new carers are emerging, Cooperation and mentorship from the government will be beneficial for everyone involved. For future research, we would like to recommend a similar study to be carried out focusing on KidoCare's competitor, Sidley, so a comparison could be identified. And here are some of our references. With that, thank you for listening.
And that's from our second presentation. Now I would like to invite participants to ask questions.
All right. My question is, how can KidoCare ensure the safety of the children under their care, or any policies mentioned by KidoCare, or any special recruitments for the carers? Okay. So based on what we have read, based on what we study, Kido Cares offer training classes and workshop for the Kido Carers. So in order to make sure that the child that they take care of to be the child care they take care are in a good situation, they provide many classes for the Kido Carers. The Kido Carers actually need to go on the mandatory classes such as basic child care training, communication training, SOP training, and SCPR training. So for that, the Kido Carers are really fastidious towards that. Thank you.
Thank you, SBPI Kubang PASU. Now, I would like to invite our third presentation from Experimental School of Education Science from Vietnam. Perfect. That's one look like pure organic, but the cows. Just making sure. Oh my God. I've never. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, out. 5.
Good morning, esteemed teacher and dear friend. We, Team 3 from Vietnam, are truly honored to be here with you today. Our presentation will be discussing about SDGA, the Standard and Economic Growth. In the next 10 minutes, we will present our perspective on the impact of gig work on the global workforce, especially concerning occupation to relate to economy and education. The first section is the modern economic outlook. The second section provides the benefits and drawbacks. And the third section proposes viable propositions that accommodate conditions in Vietnam, in particular, and a developing nation in general. Now, I would like to state, just introducing soon to say the first part of our presentation.
The emerge of the COVID-19 pandemic has confronted the Vietnamese economy with many new challenges. In its 12,000 of workers to unemployment, income reduced. Despite require human resources, especially young, knowledgeable force must know to change their ways of work and study habits to adapt to the post-pandemic labor market. Moreover, the development of the 4.0 revolution, technology, e-commerce, and digital shift continue to operate and create many new training careers. Consequently, a concept of a newborn economy emerged. Gig economy is the way in which people now finding new jobs in a non-standard way. So instead of working for a traditional employer, they now accept paid work through online platforms to be hired to do a specific task or gig. According to Forbes, a gig worker is an individual who participates in short-term contract and freelance work. This can include anyone from ride-hail drivers or freelance writers. Examples are driving jobs like Uber and delivery tasks such as Deliveroo, but are in addition to traditional freelance tasks such as website and graphic design. Likewise, in the field of education, the popularity of social platforms has greatly aided freelance teachers in advertising their courses to potential learners. With clever marketing strategies and the promise of quick progress, they can easily attract students without being constrained by geography and schedule. A 2016 survey of freelancers in 6 countries. Among those who freelance by choices, 70% of respondents were happier than people in traditional jobs, especially when it came to things like independence and flexibility in terms of where and when they work. So what does it take to be a successful freelancer? Explore the benefits and the drawbacks of the economy present by my partner, Minggu.
Moving forward, we shall shed light on the gig economy sector's merits and demerits. Let us first explore this slide. What can gig workers gain? We can see here the aspects of gig work that most attract prospective freelance workers. Significant flexibility in location and schedule, a healthy work-life balance, and the promise of augmented income has sparked interest in the gig sector's potential for development. As this graph indicates, 32% of the respondents reported an improved work-life balance. 24% acknowledged an exponential surge in their revenues, and 20% cited a flexible working schedule as the main attraction of this sector. Well, how about businesses? We can observe here why the gig sector is also rapidly gaining traction among major employers. Cost effectiveness, access to diverse skill sets, and considerable scalability are among the primary reasons incentivizing companies to hire on-demand workers. According to an article by the famous financial research hub Multiplier, freelancers work personally and remotely, so hiring them will save the overhead cost of office space employer benefits, and equipment. This means that businesses can minimize expenses without having to compromise the quality of their work. However, given the sector's fickle nature, potential pitfalls are bound to occur. In freelancers beware, we can see that many gig workers find themselves constantly exposed to constant overtime shifts, minimal labor benefits, and unstable pay. For example, rideshare drivers can choose when to work, but not how. Their app tells them what routes to take, regulates them with user ratings, and limits their payment rate. Such are those limits that those drivers may end up working overtime constantly, like at the expense of their own well-being. Besides, their income may fluctuate wildly. Platforms might advertise hourly rates that don't factor in expenses, and actioner and large-scale data on actual earnings is bad. The findings of a Vietnamese survey, it shows that 68.48% of ride-hailing drivers and 83.23% of technology deliverers do not sign a labor contract with their employers, thus rendering them ineligible for the employment benefits that are legally due to all full-time employees. It is clear that business institutions may also encounter unique challenges when partaking in the gig economy sector. These include, but are not limited to, inadequate quality regulation, commitment issues, and an underdeveloped workplace culture. We have conducted a public questionnaire with a sample size of 100 freelancers. It identifies the major difficulties that many gig workers face on a daily basis. In particular, it shows that almost half of the respondents reported a low level of productive interaction with their colleagues. And in the same survey, 60.2% also cite intense peer pressure as a demerit of gig work. This is a sad reality, and it undermines any nasty workplace culture. First, I conclude my section of the presentation. As we can all see, the gig economy sectors presents us with both benefits and drawbacks, although many key challenges remain unresolved. The following section, presented by my friend Chung Ha, delves into said unresolved challenges as well as some suggestions tailored to the Vietnamese economy's current conditions.
Thanks, Nguyen. This section will focus on the viable propositions that accommodate the new modern material conditions of Vietnam in particular and developing nations in general. Corporations who search for lucrative workers to intermediary sites, such as Freelancer, Fiverr, Mixquad, and Upwork. Managers can save the time for the screening of the outstanding candidates. These units also ensure the quality and supply of free workers. These also help Vietnamese corporations to comply with the government's law of using freelancers as well as the benefits for both sides. For young freelancers, first, you will need a skill that's in demand. This can be as universalized as communicating skills or as specialized as programming and a set of administrative skills such as time management, project management, and accounting. Career development begins very early for Vietnamese students through vocational education activities. For example, here in ESES, students are actively participated in such activities. Having a portfolio allows you to showcase your versatility and adaptability by showcasing a different skill sets or projects. This can help you to stand out from the competition and display your potential. For example, Jenny Wing is a Zoomer who is currently studying at Stanford University. She also owns a YouTube channel with over 3 million subscribers and has the monthly income being to 6.1 to 97.5 thousand USD per month. And thirdly, if it is affordable, it's probably a good idea to budget for some benefits for you and your family. This is because freelance jobs don't usually get the perks that some salary job offers, such as sick leave, paid vacation, college tuition, life insurance, and retirement plan. Connecting with other freelancers on social media sites like Facebook, Instagram will be an effective way to find and share job opportunities. In Vietnam, there are so many groups with more than 150,000 members.
So, Considering all these factors and many, many others, should you dip your toes into the gig economy or dive in? How much do you value flexibility and autonomy? Do you prefer to work within an established structure or to make your own rules? Are you organized and self-sufficient? Are you willing to network for new clients? And perhaps most importantly, how much do you value knowing exactly what you earn from week to week? Last but not least, gig workers work with power, not under. Thank you for listening to our presentation. Here are our references for this presentation. And now it is time for some questions and answers. If you have any questions, please raise your hand.
Hi, good morning. So my question is, as you mentioned earlier, most of the gig workers face problem of peer pressure and not socializing with their colleagues. So how do you suggest we solve this problem? Thank you.
Okay, so to answer your questions, we propose that that gig workers who should, especially those who are working in the same company, they should engage, actively participate in workshops and training courses, and also they should participate in team building activities. This means that by doing so, they may alleviate their peer pressure by knowing more about each other's experiences and skill sets, as well as gaining some important connections that may be put to use later during networking sessions. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Please raise your hand.
Hello. So my question is, how long do you predict this gig economy trend will stay and why?
Um, I think, uh, in our opinion, in 20 years, the GIG economy will normalize and the digital skills will be truly spread between our society.
In other words, I think that by 20 years and somewhere around that period, digital skills and soft skills that are required for young people to shine in the gig economy as it is now will be thoroughly normalized among the youth of Vietnam in particular and the world in general. Are they? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. All right. All right. All right. I'd say the answer really it depends on the person who is making the choice. For the older generations, those who are like born from the 80s and the 70s, they may have already established a career, a stable career in the traditional fields. So perhaps they should continue to develop and specialize their skill sets in their chosen careers. However, the younger generation, particularly millennials and Gen Z, they are the flexible generation. We are born during a time of much transformation. We are born in a time of change. So it is no surprising that the young generation shall be the one most suitable to such a dynamic and adaptable and ever-changing sector such as the gig economy. And to being a long-term gig worker, I think it also depends on the person's background, financial security, and other positions in life. For example, if they already have like another the supporting job, they may continue their gig careers as a supplement to their income. However, if that person is willing to find a more stable source to have some semblance, to know how much they'll earn exactly from week to week, to paraphrase my own words, then I think they shouldn't. They should only be gig worker in on perhaps for like a short amount of time, so as to gain some overview of their career, their industry. That is my answer.
Thank you, Experimental School of Education Science, ESES. Oh my god, I need to go to the toilet. 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 Fucking god. Toilet. Toilet. What is the rapper? What does the rapper do? I realize she's just ordering like Dodge did. Is she like a second-hand judge or something? But by that I referring, she is my repetitors over here. She's a girl, of course. Well, what does the repetitors do? Test one, two, test one, two. I need to go to the toilet. Go to the toilet. 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 I like, I like to go to the goddamn toilet. I'm holding it almost 30 minutes.
Is drone piloting is drone piloting your hobby? Is drone piloting your hobby?
Yes, this is my
not educated, or illiterate.
I think the market is running out of battery.
Economic conditions, but more workers are turning to employment. Those can contribute to SBPI Goal 8 by creating jobs of a better standard. Engaging with drones. Engaging with drones, as quoted by Ross, is to promote the development in capability and adapt with challenges, the job of vital skills for the year. Ladies and gentlemen, even though
Someone's staring.
not
It's
many
scary.
are aware and capable of the possibility to serve as a full-time peer. With our decision review for our community, we want to highlight that there is not much security for those technologies.
Check 1 2 1 2.
That most people are limited exposure to growth. Our research on this are as follows. First, the level of awareness. Compare the level of awareness. Third, identify the more potential. So, first, more Alright, moving on to the next part. Our methodology. One is research and research. So for quantitative research, we track 25 different questions and 237 responses. The first part of our we divided the respondents into two categories. The first category is the participant category with 182 respondents, and the other category is the participant category with 54 respondents. The majority of participants in those sectors. The first part of our questionnaire is the respondent profile, which consists of a multiple choice and yes or no question. The other part that being awareness and suggestions, the opportunity of a lighter skill. So the data was collected and is taken manually by our team. For qualitative research, we prepared 6 interview questions and 8 tools, taking a total of 14 respondents. These respondents were from the local competition that I mentioned before. The most crucial part is the data analysis. Our descriptive data is collected from the respondent profile and collected back to the domain. Now, the objective for ourselves, I am aware the domain is to find out just how aware students and or drone participants are, but drones need to be economy. The data collected is transformed into percentages. We then performed an inferential data analysis. Our research objective number 2 is to find out if there's a difference in terms of level of awareness between some students and drone participants. The percentage that we from before is included in the SSS, or in our case, we use a critical type for the unpaired t test to determine the comparison between these two groups. Now, for this part, I'll be going into further detail of our descriptive data analysis, starting with the respondent profile. I'll ask the respondent, have you ever flown a drone before? The majority of those students, 55.7% answered no, while the minority of drone participants answered 13%. Now, this question was supposed to have an overview on how many people actually have experience in handling drones, and questions later on in the questionnaire will help us determine if this experience will actually affect how aware of that is for drones being in the economy. We also asked respondents, what is flying a drone to? The majority of those answered a hobby, while the minority answered a career. And you can see that. You can see that from here that because of the majority see that the career, majority see that this as a hobby, let's say or listening to music. People unfortunately that people very few perceive those flying as a career. Now, I'm passing this at a higher.
Now, everyone, well, absolutely still take a right there, and may I bring your attention to our data presentation in detail. Our descriptive data findings taking some such students and approach students' level of awareness in drone piloting are actually more modest. Now, as illustrated here, 84.2% of some such students agree that explanations have very little knowledge of drones. Meanwhile, 87% of drone challenge also found it is included that explanations are not even bothered to care of them. Some people now, up on the next agenda, whether or not career-based goals can generate a specific we are all exposed to social media, right? Now we've probably seen corporate videography on drones, or maybe drone photography on the today. Now, moving on to our differential data analysis, by using SPSS, we have determined that the margin between the mean of substance and drone standard the mean is a measly margin of 0.02, which means that all groups have similar level of awareness to meet this high moderate level of awareness. Using random test, a statistic tool which level two differences in between groups is found out that a comparison is not statistically significant. Means that both groups have initially the same level of awareness, even though the drone challenge should be more knowledgeable. Moving on to the final part of our survey, which is the suggestions to increase drone awareness among students. First suggestion, we found that there should be more drone-based competitions for students. So 95.1% of our respondents agreed. For the second suggestion, we found that the government should invest more money on drone technology. So 92.9% of our respondents supported by the fact that the previous Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation has quoted in 29th of April, in which they said 50 billion Malaysian ringgit is being invested in GDP to further enable the growth. Up on the next and last suggestion is that more drone full-time jobs should be offered in Pakistan. But 89.1% of our respondents agree with this. This is again supported by the fact that mostly had announced plans to introduce the drone technology in the science, technology, and innovation field, produce more industry in the future. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the conclusion of our study. We have touched on the fact that students are not yet aware of drone piloting is likely to get into the field. Now, drone piloting, as we all know, that it's not just another case that brings obesity in our table. We have also prompted several probable and credible solutions and suggestions to further spark interest in the field. It is our hope that the future and younger generation take necessary knowledge and experience in drone piloting as it is fast becoming a game changer in the world industry. Now, before we take our seats, let's have a look at our references. Okay, guys, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. We're Ashes. We're signing off.
Now, I would like to invite any participant to ask question.
First of all, wonderful presentation, but may I ask, why do you use drones in particular?
Now, as we've mentioned here in our presentation, not many Malaysians are aware of drones and its viability as a future career. And as you can see here in our problem statement, drones have been utilized in many fields to generate or boost one's economy. But unfortunately, not many of us Malaysians are aware of it. And one of the reasons why that we chose drones is because, well, it's unique. And as I've said before, absolutely, not absolutely, but almost no one in Malaysia knows anything about drones as a full-time job, and we are here to introduce it to Malaysia.
For the judges,
Yes, Assalamualaikum. May I ask you one question only? One question only. Okay, what is the method that has been used in selecting the respondent?
Now, the method that we use to get the respondents is that, again, we took in Google Forms, and then since students cannot bring phones or any gadget to school, we prompted the use of printing the forms and handing them out to the respondents in the Stampreneur 2023 in Kedah. Now, for how we got the results is that we use two methodologies. We use quantitative and we use qualitative research
methodology. And the next method, of course. And we also prompted the use of a Likert scale, 1 to 5, in which 1 is strongly disagree and 5 is on strongly agree. And that is how we gather data. And then, of course, we key into SPSS, the critical site for the unpaired t-test. And then we put them in means and numbers, we put them in our slides, and that is how we got our data fully and in its flesh right now.
Thank you, Sekolah Menengah Sultan Abdul Halim. Now, I would like to invite Sekolah Menengah Sains Gua Musang to present.
The gig economy now, definition is just too confined to just e-hailing activities, say Dr. Baja Badar from the University to Abdul Razak. He also said that the gig worker now are not just short-term fixed, but is now a long-term career choice for many kinds of people who are now transitioning from employment to another contract-based job eventually. Before I begin, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day I bid to all honorable judges and the members of the floor today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nura Amita Ahmad Ridwan, and I am from Sekolah Menengah Sains Gua Musang. And okay, so for today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be diving on the impact of the rise of the gig economy sector. Is it either is a boon or a bane? But before I begin, let me give you an overview of what our presentation will be consisting for today. So the first, we are going to give you a definition and then going to give you a brief background of the three countries that we'll be talking about. And that is of course, our local country, and it's Malaysia, United Kingdom, and then Japan. And moving on to the factors and the impact that's causing this rise of emergence of new career. And then as we dive further into the impact, we see some kinds of issue have emerged today in the surface level. Now, our Malaysia and also other countries have implemented a lot of strategies to tackle this kind of issue here, ladies and gentlemen. So moving on, for our teams, we are doing three
research methodology to further conduct our research for today. And that is first the online research based from the Google Scholar, and also we did an interview with a local student and also an academician, a CEO, and also an educator. So our research are mostly based on their experience and their knowledge on the economy that's being on the three countries right now. So the main objective for our findings for today is that first, how does the gig economy in both in all Japan, United Kingdom, and Malaysia is taking a tool in its economy and also its citizens. And second, at the end of the day, should we involve ourselves in the gig economy in this era? Now I'll pass my mic to my partner.
Thank you. All right. So, what is gig economy? By definition, gig economy is a labor market system characterized by a segment of service provided for consumers based by projects. This basically means that a company or organizations pay an independent worker or freelancers for a short-term commitment. Some of the examples for careers in the gig economy are e-hailing services such as Grab and Uber drivers, influencers such as YouTubers and streamers, and website developers. Next. The gig economy in Malaysia, United Kingdom, and Japan is mostly focused on one common sector, which is the service sector. The careers in the gig economy in this sector include, but are not limited to, personal chefs, personal trainers, and also online tutoring. So the main question here is why? Why is the economy rising in these three countries? So the most obvious answer to this question is COVID-19. COVID-19 has brought multiple changes to the lifestyles of many people around the world. Some of these changes are remote working and learning. This is because there is a necessity to be homebound because to stop the spread of the virus. Next. And the next factor is the rise of digital platforms. Digital platforms have brought companies new perspectives for business development. This can be seen from companies like Starbucks and Walmart who have brought their business online. Next. And finally, there is a demand for flexible work. Statistics show that 76% of millennials demand flexible work from their workplace. This number has risen from the previous 64% demanded by the previous generation. Now, onto the factors. First of all, it boosts creativity, critical thinking, and flexibility into the people. This basically means that people have become more adaptable in facing challenges in the changes of the economy. Next, it has also improved technological development because companies have become more interested in investing their money into developing their own websites and applications. This is because they can see
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to all. My name is Nur Elmito Maridwan, and I am one of the representing Sekolah Menengah Sains MUSANG in the Fully Residential School International Symposium that will be held on the 23rd of September. So under the sub-theme of the emergence of new career in the gig economy, we'll be interviewing some of the students on their thoughts on the gig economy, or are they interested in working as a gig worker. So let's go meet some of the students.
I think I want to work in gig.
Macam best je pekerjaan gig ekonomi ni.
I think I don't want work in gig lah. I think I want to work in gig economy.
I think I'm not interested in gig. Tak nak. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
that gig economy can have a promising career in the future?
Let me answer the question. So when we did an interview with Dr. Muhammad Rozi, who is an educator in the Institute of Teacher Education, he also mentioned to us that we should implement a syllabus in the SMK to teach these kids in the sector of the economy and how to search for their feasible career alternatives that they might want to pursue later on in life. So we, as a general future leaders, are doing this kind of thing to show these other peoples on this kind of sector that we could pursue later on in life, because we see how the gig economy is actually can help us to provide for our wants and also how to provide for our needs. So that's why me and Yusuf and also my schools want to give acknowledgement to others school on how we want to give the next generation an exposure to this gig economy. Do I answer your question? Thank you.
Okay, so imagine if, let's say, if someday, okay, there is no more gig careers in our country, perhaps around the world. Do you think will it give a negative or certain implications to the economic growth?
I think generally it will give a negative impact towards the economy because, as we can see from our presentation and presentation before us, gig economy has played a huge part in the economy, and without it, I think it wouldn't be it wouldn't be unnoticed. I think it will have a massive impact onto the general economy because I think, like as we know, gig economy is playing a massive part in growing the economy. Did I answer your question?
Thank you. Sekolah Menengah Sains Gua Musang. The last one. The last one. I need to go to the What? You mean? Oh, no. Every single parallel section got the different moderate. I'm going to myself become. I'm getting
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Okay. Yes. Test 1 2. Now, I would like to introduce our last presentation, Sekolah Menengah Sains Batu PAHAT. As you may.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day I bid to the honorable judges and members of the floor. We, the students of SM Science PAHAT, are here today to touch on this year's thesis theme, which is global peace and prosperity, under the sub-theme decent work and economic growth. But before that, let me introduce our team members. Firstly, we have Nabila, Akma, Haikal, and I, Balkish, for today. Ladies and gentlemen, the emergence of new careers in the gig academic sector is a boon to everyone because
Ever since the COVID-19 outbreak and Malaysia's restricted movement order, the world economy has slumped and even nations faces downfall throughout the pandemic. This has caused the rise of online food and item delivery platforms to emerge, such as Foodpanda, Lazada, Grab, Shopee, and many more. This online shopping website prospered and have been continuously fruitful until today. Hence, the gig economy in online sector has been a catalyst behind Malaysia's economy as well.
According to our research, we can say that the online business companies such as Foodpanda, Lazada, Grab, Shopee, and many more had increased their revenues as of 2021 when Malaysia moved into the MCO phase. Thus, the success of the emergence of the new careers in the gig economy sector is due to, firstly, the increase in value of goods and service produced, and secondly, is due to the rate of increase in the country's gross domestic product. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are the factors that affect the economic growth? The first factor is human resources. The secondly is due to supply and demand of a country. Thirdly is due to technology. And the last factor is due to physical capital, such as roadways, machineries, and factories. Ladies and gentlemen, flexible employment might allow for better work-life balance for employees, allow employers to lower their labor costs, meanwhile society may have opportunities for expanded employment in which they have many options to choose from. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, firstly, to ensure the gig economy becomes a reality for everyone, employers should ensure the best working condition for their workers. Secondly, business owners should also provide technical platform infrastructure that include 4G connectivity and GPS network is present. Thirdly, business owners should also ensure the digital legibility of work. And lastly, they should also combine technical and social aspects as well as online business that rely heavily on communication. Hence, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us introduce our amazing mobile app called Profix, that the professional fix your worries. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we do when our car breaks down? Usually, we call someone to come for help. We screen hundreds of online search findings to search for the trustworthy workshop, and in the end, we feel stressful as there's no certainty that the workshop will provide the best service at a reasonable price. Am I right with this statement? How about this? What do we do when our home requires repairing? Usually, we call friends to suggest or recommend a repairman, but in the end, the suggestion given to us may not satisfy our expectation when there are much more better options out there. And how about this? What do we do when our home requires gardening? Usually, we call our friends for recommendation, or we drive out to look for planners to hire workers or landscape expertise. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have highlighted three situations in which we consumers are in dire need of professionals to help with our daily circumstances. Only those with knowledge and skills can help to fix with our daily life problems. For instance, only technicians, mechanics, gardeners, landscapists, and other experts will be able to meet our needs. Thus, the Profix app is designed to increase accessibility for customers. Moreover, this platform widens job opportunities, especially for TVET graduates who have a promising job prospect with stable income. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's walk you through how Profix operates. So this is the display of your respective electronic gadget. Let us unlock. And we have already installed the Profix app already for you. Just tap on the app icon, and this is your Profix homepage. You will have options for services such as automotive, hairdresser, home cook chef, and cleaning services. Now, let's tap on the automotive services, and this brings you to two options, whether you wish to look for mechanic or car towing services. Let's tap on the mechanic services, and this brings you to some of the best workshop of best recommendation for workshops nearby your area. Let's look at one of the workshops suggested. Tap on the first workshop and we'll show you more details about the services, price for its services, the ratings, and the comments given by the previous customers. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that we are concerned about not getting scammed. Thus, Profix offer assurance for its customers as we could read the comments and later decide whether it's the right workshop for us. If you agree with this workshop, simply tap on the contact icon to hire them. Impressive, isn't it? So, what is unique about this app? Let's look on this slide. It's a comparison between our random online search and Profix search. For whatever situation we are in, without Profix, our search will be loaded with irrelevant suggestions that doesn't even meet our needs. Meanwhile, through Profix, that automatically detect your current location, will provide you with immediate and relevant suggestions that you can use. Thus, Profix help you to cut down the chase and lessen a lot of your time looking for the right options to hire. And how different is Profix compared to other online delivery apps? For instance, Foodpanda offers food and grocery deliveries. Meanwhile, other than food delivery, Grab offers other miscellaneous physical item deliveries. Thus, Profix offers a different range of services that focuses on technical and vocational expertise, which become far more accessible by the tip of your finger.
Ladies and gentlemen, what can we, the consumers, gain from the Profix app? Firstly, Profix promotes technical and vocational workers and services. Secondly, Profix increases the supply and demand of our country. Thirdly, with proper platforms such as Profix, customers will have better employment opportunities. And lastly, Profix will be one of the mediums in boosting company revenue. So, ladies and gentlemen, what can the government gain from the Profix app? Firstly, Profix helps the country's business tax collection. When business keeps on rolling in, then it will contribute back to our country's economic state. Secondly, profits increases our nation's revenue and encourages positive currency circulation within the country. And thirdly, profits escalates local businesses, big or small, to prosper. This app helps to support local businesses and encourages Malaysians to be more productive in their work. And lastly, more Malaysians will have a stable source of income. As the services are based in Malaysia, it will increase the commercial value of one country and in the eyes of other developing countries. So, to fully convince you that profits will be greatly successful in our country, we have conducted a survey on the relevance and impact of profits in our daily life. We have gathered a total amount of 50 respondents from various socioeconomic backgrounds in the local community of BATU PAHAT Johor who are online app users to get to know their views on the current online apps that we have right now and the new innovative we call profits. So moving on, ladies and gentlemen, 70% of the respondents were females, but the rest were males. 40% of them live in rural areas, but the majority of them live in the town areas. Out of 50 of them, 44% are in the B40s, 52% are in the M40s, and 3% are in the T20 category. So from these findings, we learned that despite their locations or their monthly household income, as long as they have internet access, they can access any online service provider app. 74% of them frequently use any online apps, and 2% has never used online apps. We later found out that this minority already lives in an area that is close to any physical places that they may need. 80% are satisfied with existing online delivery apps. This reason being that these apps have gone through many upgrades, which leads to stable operation throughout these online business transactions. And so moving on, ladies and gentlemen, even so, 82% look forward to an app like Profits after learning what Profits offers to consumers, business owners, and employees alike. 88% believe that Profits is relevant in boosting our economic status. The minority that disagreed live nearby their physical shops and don't find the need to hire such services. Moving on, 86% agreed that profits can help to increase income and offer many job opportunities to our country. The minority that disagreed thought that not many technical skilled workers will want to be involved in the online business transaction sector. Even so, we strongly believe that once Profits is up and running, many service providers will keep up or sign up under Profits because Profits connects the business gap between workshops and potential customers. 84% believe that Profits will lend them help during emergencies, and the minority that disagreed lives in an area or travel to where most services are already available. So at the end of the survey, we have requested the respondents to provide their own thoughts on our application. The majority agreed that Profits will be useful and promising to those who are undergraduates of TVET, but we like to highlight some special responses. For example, Madam Maslinawati Ahmad, the head of Economics and Research Group Strategy of Malaysia Development Bank, said that Profits will be a multiplier to Malaysia's economy. It will promote new gig jobs, boost micro and small businesses all around the country, and raises the quality of life of the community of these businesses because they would have to improve to catch up with more and bigger competition. Madam Nur Hafizah Harum agreed that Profits will be relevant for everyone in any situation and will be a medium in helping out our daily tasks while tackling problems that are not under our expertise. Mr. Muhammad Shahrizan bin Shamsuddin sees that Profits will be a profitable extension of online service businesses in Malaysia. He pointed out that Profits promotes TV-based economic generation by providing job opportunities to targeted groups. And last but not least, Madam Rosso Hada Sulaiman stated that Profits will likely be useful for customers and is useful in ensuring that service providers are closer and more accessible for consumers, especially if they are ever in an emergency. So let us recap on what brings us to come up with Profits. First of all, we've highlighted the fact that online service providers do not offer services on online technical expertise with household fixings and emergencies. But also most online service provider apps originated from foreign countries, and Malaysians being avid online spenders, they have been benefiting these foreign investors, and thus resulting in our currency flowing out of our country actively. It is high time for our country to have its own online service provider app we call Profits. Malaysians can contribute more to the economy of the country whilst remaining as avid online spenders. Profits is beneficial to the consumers, business owners, and the country as a whole by offering a wide range of services focusing on technical, mechanical, and expertise services. It is a platform that increases the accessibility for consumers and widest job opportunities that in the end benefits TVET graduates to have more promising job prospects. Having all said, Profits will indeed assist the emergence of new careers in the gig academic sector for the economic growth of our country. We hope that the government will look into this initiative to boost our economic growth towards a peaceful and prosperous Malaysia. That is all from us.
Thank
Thank you for having us this pleasant afternoon. Are there any questions from the crowd? Yes.
So, if this app just recommends places to fix your problems easier and faster, it requires the workers on this app to work full time. And my question is, can you further elaborate more on its relation to the gig economy sector? Also, at the end of your speech, you said this app assists the gig economy, but it didn't really explain on how it is in the gig economy. Can you elaborate on that?
Okay. Okay, so first of all, I would like to say that Profix is an app that allows people to convert their passive income into active income. And that would be beneficial to the country as a whole, especially for those who are graduates or undergraduates of TVET. I'm sure that the audience know what TVET is. So with this, when they are offered to have active job incomes, then they can just live off with what they have learned during their time learning TVET. To answer the other question on how it assists the gig economy sector. So with Profix, Profix is a hub where they compile all workshops and they ask if and they make sure that any consumers can scroll through their workshops and find the workshop that is suitable for what they need. So with this, this is actually in the gig economy sector because the gig economy sector is basically on if on work jobs that are temporary and are they are almost like projects. So with this, with Profis, it promotes the economy sector even more in our country, and it will help in businesses that are small that are not currently as big as businesses that we know right now. Does that answer your question? Thank you.
Is there any more question?
Okay, as Profit app is your what I think innovations, right? Have you tried it? And do you have any success rate, or do you have success rate of any supported similar apps before? All right. So Profit app is your innovation. So have you tried it before, or do you have any success rates of the Profits app? Or do you have any success rate of any other similar apps just like Profits app?
Okay, thank you for the great question. Right now, as of right now, it's just a concept that we are bringing up here today. So even so, the respondents, we have already explained how we've conducted a survey and all of that. The responders, all of them were teachers, staff members of our school. So we asked them if whether or not they would be interested in trying out profits or interested in using profits in their daily life. And they and as you can see from earlier in our slides, that most of them would likely try out profits if they are ever in need of assistance or if they are ever in an emergency.
In addition to that, I want to highlight that we live in the BATU area. It is a small town located in Johor, but as small as it is, there's a lot of incidents happen every day in each and every corner of the town. So we believe that that if the Profix is completely launched, everyone around the country, not even just in Batu Pahat, would be likely to download it and use it for their daily life.
Does that answer your question? Okay, thank you. So that is all from us. Thank you very much.
Alright, welcome. Stop sharing. Stop sharing.
Terima kasih.